It's literally never a proper video unless my dog's ass is in the background. Greetings everybody, my name is Great British Geek and I am here to read some comments. I'm going to pick some comments, I'm going to paste them along here, and I'm going to read them. We cool with that? Let's just jump straight into it. I feel you, girl. So many of my friends call me a weeaboo for loving anime and manga and being passionate about the culture. Jeez. I know, it's a problem that unfortunately we all have to deal with. People do misuse the word weeaboo and assume that anyone who is not Japanese or anyone who's especially Western, English or American, Canadian, whatever, that likes anything to do with Japan is instantly a weeaboo, especially those who like anime or those who want to visit there or those who want to learn the language, because unfortunately I'm all of the above, I'm all three of those. Weeaboo is something that I get called a lot, but luckily I know the true meaning of weeaboo, and so when people throw it at me, I'm either able to explain to them that they're using it wrong and what a weeaboo actually is, which usually they don't listen, which proves that they know they're wrong, or I'm just able to ignore it because I know what they're saying is a lie. Great video! Keep up the good work! Go anime! Yes, go anime. The anime otakus will rule, and the manga otakus, you know, manga is just as good as anime, sometimes better in some cases, but yes, just go it all. Not bad at all. This comment was so lovely because this is on the anime impressions video, which for some reason is my most watched video. Like as of today, it's got like over 6,000 views, which is insane. Like I never thought any of my videos would ever get that. I'm surprised I've managed to surpass 200 subscribers. Like that's 200 more than I ever thought I'd get, so thank you. But thank you Sea-Dog, Connor, for commenting, because Connor was someone that I had admired for a long time. Probably like since near he started. Like I think when I first found him he was only on like 10,000 subscribers and he's on like 70,000 now. So it was really great to see someone who'd inspired me to get into voice acting to comment on that silly little video saying it was okay, and he tweeted me again giving me some advice. So Connor's a really great guy, so if you have any interest in voice acting, definitely go and check out his channel, Sea-Dog VA. Oh come on, let me call you daddy. Okay, I must remember that line next time me and my friends RP. Definitely just use the RP, because Aloise calling Claude daddy is something you need in all the Kuroshitsuji RPs. Just get it in there. Let's get this going. Hashtag call me daddy Claude or call me daddy Aloise. Don't hashtag anything because that sounds really weird out of context, but get it going in all the RPs, guys. Your impressions were really good and you're so beautiful. Thank you so much. Like I get I have had a couple of comments of people telling me I'm beautiful, and that is just mind-boggling to me because I've never seen myself that way, and I don't want to put those comments out there to say, oh look at all these people calling me beautiful. I'm reading this one out because I just picked one at random, but it was such a shock because, you know, I always expected everyone to just hate what I do, and I've got an overwhelming amount of support from all the people who have subscribed and commented, and that is amazing because I never thought that, you know, my YouTube videos would ever do anything. I never thought they'd do as well as they are, and I know that I'm not amazing, I'm not Jacksepticeye, I'm not Markiplier or whatever, but I never thought I would do this well, and I'm never going to become a famous YouTuber with thousands of subscribers, but this support that you guys do give me means so much because it's so much more than I ever thought I'd get, so thank you. Good last imitation is the best. Arigatou gozaimasu. Sorry if I sound like really dreary and quiet. I'm trying to be quiet because I'm filming down in the living room, and because I live in like a semi-detached house, the neighbours next door, their walls are like, the walls are pretty thin, so I know they can hear a lot of what goes on in each house, especially if it's loud. Like sometimes we can hear their phone ringing. It's insane, and I'm a bit like ugh because I've literally just rolled out of bed. It's like 11:15 in the morning and I've just rolled out of bed and I'm tired. Your Attack on Titan impressions were perfect! Thank you again. Yeah, I did quite like the Attack on Titan ones. I was very proud of this because, I mean, it's weird because I'm wearing the Attack on Titan hoodie. Like, it's not. I do like Attack on Titan. I'm just not like overly like, yes, Attack on Titan type thing. It's like, yeah, I'll like it. I'll buy the video game when it comes out on PlayStation 4 in this country, and I'll watch season 2. If there's good merchandise, I'll buy it. But you know, like I said, I really like Attack on Titan. I just much prefer other series over it, but I'm glad you like the impressions, that's the main thing. Just a word of advice, if you work on the voices, you might be even better, but it's good. Yeah, when I started that anime impressions video, I had like a list of all the characters I was going to do and just a brief note of what I was going to do with them. And when I started out, especially with the Pokemon, I was really planning on actually making the voices sounding realistic, and I kind of got halfway through, and instead of it becoming more of an actual me impersonating and trying to replicate the actual sounds of the voices, it became me kind of doing a parody impersonation of their personalities, which I think is why people enjoyed it a bit more, because I'm okay with voice acting, but impersonating and doing impressions of other characters I'm not very good at, so I think my impressions from now on are going to be kind of parodies of their personalities rather than their actual voices. But you know what, you guys seem to enjoy it, which is the main thing. If you enjoyed it, then I'm happy. I laughed my ass off at the Levi impression. Awesome job. Thank you very much. To be honest, I still hum the Jigglypuff song sometimes, plus my cat is named Akshu. Seriously, your cat is called Akshu, that is just awesome. And always hum the Jigglypuff song, because if you can actually get it to work, just think of all the boring and annoying bitches you could get to just drop into slumber when they're annoying you. Would that not be an epic superpower? Jigglypuff is very underrated because Jigglypuff is just could just sort out so many annoying bitches. I love your hair so much. Not today, you don't. Oh, there's a reason why I'm wearing it. It's horrible. I'm gonna go wash it in a minute. But that comment was taken from the anime impressions video again, and my hair is an absolute train wreck on that video. Like, I'm not overly girly, so I don't really take the time to style my hair. I just tend to spray it and maybe straighten it just to try and get it a bit spiky. But that was another video where I hadn't been up out of bed for very long. My hair's different now. Back then my hair was over the one eye. Now I've had it kind of shaved around there, so it's just this bit at the top. I kind of wish I'd got a bit more shaved so you could kind of see the difference. It kind of looks like one big bit of hair, but I prefer it like this because the long bit was getting on my nose. But you know, if you think my hair, sorry, I'll read it back. If you think my hair looked good then, you know, thank you, because it looked awful. The only reason why I'll never cosplay as Columbia in her regular outfit at Comic-Con is because I'm 99.9% sure I will have a nip slip. Claire, my dear friend, I've had a fair few nip slips in my Columbia costumes, both at Comic-Con, at parties, and at the theatre during the live show, and I feel that the Rocky Horror fandom just tend to embrace it, considering, you know, now Campbell follows me and talks to me on Instagram, which is amazing. Like, I do feel so blessed. She's such a lovely person, and she has said that there's no such thing as an accidental nip slip in her opinion, or at least that's what Patricia Quinn once said about her, something like that. So I feel that because the nip slips happen several times in the picture show, that the fandom are willing to embrace it. And you know what, I don't think you're a true Columbia unless you have a nip slip at some point, so I suppose, you know, that's a good way of overcoming any nip slips you have at conventions or live shows. The gorilla power of Patty compels you. I mean, I have no idea if this is some reference I'm not getting. I mean, when you give me the power of something compels you, I immediately think of The Exorcist. I don't know if gorilla power of Patty compels you is something I'm missing out on. If it is, please tell me in the comments, because I kind of feel a bit stupid, like always. First Harrison, now Harold. Oh, George. George is a good friend of mine, someone who I worked with back last October. George, I love Harold Ramis, I really do, and there are loads of other celebrities and public figures that I love, but I'll save this for future reference for anybody. Harrison Ford will always be my number one, always. What happens when they say back to you he's dead, so does that mean you're into necrophilia? Okay, so this is from the Drunk Ghostbusters story. That probably would have just made me cry. It would have made me cry regardless whether I was sober or drunk, because you've mentioned the fact that Harold Ramis is dead. Harold Ramis is a death I will never ever get over. Ever, because I first saw Ghostbusters when I was like 4 years old, and so he's been a part of my childhood for well over a decade. I mean, like, yeah, I'm 16 now, I'll be 17 in exactly a week, so just think about how long Harold Ramis and the other Ghostbusters have been part of my childhood and the way I grew up. You know, Ghostbusters. Hashtag original Ghostbusters anti-reboot and all that crap. I'll be your Harold Ramis. That, honestly, be careful, because that is an absolutely irresistible offer. Like, be my Harold Ramis, please. Harold Ramis is God, like, next to Harrison Ford. If I were in a plane and they would show the movie, I would take a nap or break that TV. So this is referring to the Ghostbusters reboot, and I completely agree with you. Look out the window, break the TV, take a nap, just don't watch it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Great vid. Agree with what you said. Cheers, bro. After listening to your points, you made some really good points here, and I can see that you're a passionate Ghostbusters fan, especially when you said about girls today will go and see this new Ghostbusters reboot because it's mostly aimed at their audience and will come out thinking they now understand Ghostbusters. This is a horrid idea of it all, because that's very manipulative. This is not what Ghostbusters is about. Make them all women that are not like Christian Weak, help, and Melissa McCarthy, but just women. I don't know, and I don't mean sexy, beautiful with their uniform zipped half down showing their cleavage, just like some of really good actresses today who could make great Ghostbusters. You know, I think this reboot, I think it's just a bad idea altogether, and you could argue that having better actresses who were comedians to similar standards to Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, if that's even possible, you could argue that that would make it better, but in all honesty, I really think that this reboot is going to be a steaming pile of shit no matter what you do with it, and I think it's just going to be one of those where people are going to learn the hard way that you should not do reboots, but unfortunately we're living in the reboot era, and so we are just going to have to put up with the steaming pile of shitty reboots that Hollywood like to give us. I find it hard to judge a film by the trailer, but this one may be different. I felt the ghosts looked like they escaped from the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. I've been to Disneyland twice, the one in Paris, and I can tell you for a fact that Disneyland is way more entertaining, and I think most people are aware of that. And people say, oh, you can't judge a film by its trailer. The only trouble is the whole point of trailers are to get people hyped for your film or your game or your series or whatever it is you're doing, but to also persuade people to see it. And the whole point of persuasion is to show some of your best bits. And I think people keep arguing, and it's the people that want to see the film, and to be honest, the people who are positive about the film are actually the most negative and the most poisonous within the community, because they're really hating on people who don't like the idea, and they're making really shit excuses like, oh, don't judge a film by the trailer, or Sony makes shit trailers. Well, that should not be a problem, because if this film is good, it should look good regardless of what you show. So don't go blaming the people who make the trailer or the whole concept of not judging a film by its trailer, because that is the whole point of a trailer. So just fucking deal with it, guys. You just earned yourself another sub with your sanity and logic. Grats, mate. Okay, thank you very much for subscribing, that does mean a lot to me. However, sanity and logic are not something I possess. I'm just one huge ball of weird that has formed into the shape of a human. Well put. I agree with everything you said. All of us geek girls and boys need to unite and boycott. 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 Just, yeah, I will not be seeing the film. I mean, I might see it just so I can see how shit it is and so I can bitch about it, but the only way I'll do that is if I somehow see it for free. So like, I'll have to get someone to buy it and then show it to me. Like, I won't even go on the internet and try and watch it on a free site because I'm not going through all the hassle just for this film. This movie is putting a bad precedent. Oh my god, I can't read. Because apparently it's now misogyny. Oh my god, guys, how do you pronounce words? To critique female lead movies, yeah, because Force Awakens and Frozen were hated because of that. Thank you. People are not hating this film because it's females. People are hating this film because it looks like a piece of shit. And throughout history, pretty much every reboot has been shit. And people don't want a reboot. They don't need a reboot. We hate it because of the idea of it and what's in it, not because of the females. And I can't wait for the really retarded director, like, what's his name? Fucking Paul Feig. Get that through your fucking head, mate. It's not sexism, it's just because the film looks like shit. Sony was going to sue Bill Murray if he didn't make a cameo. He kept turning them down until then. I mean, I have no idea how true this is, although I've seen a lot of videos on the Midnight Edge channel, which was recommended to me by you guys, and after hearing the kind of things that the production team behind this movie did, the fact that they were threatening to sue Bill Murray, it does not surprise me in any way, and I think just the bottom line is that you can call them a giant herd of bastards, but it also kind of shows the attitude that they had towards this movie and the fact that they didn't care about it and they almost knew it wasn't going to do well. So the fact that they're having to sue Bill Murray into making a cameo, I think that's just disgusting, really. That's the bottom line of it all. You have very beautiful eyes. Thank you! Attack of the Yogurt. You have no idea, that yogurt went everywhere and that was not staged, that was genuinely like an explosion, probably from the force in which, the force in which I poured the lid off the yogurt, but that went everywhere, like all over my shirt, my jeans, the floor, just, that was a bad idea. You're not a bitch, I wouldn't go that far, you egotistical shrew. Seriously, George, seriously, like, mate. This is why there's an alarming number of my friends and family, well, not so much my family, that watch my videos, and this is what happens when they do. I get comments like this. It's quite funny. The worst one was when I was at a party with my dad and stepmom, my stepmom's side of the family, and they have this massive TV, and they got YouTube on their TV and started playing my videos with me sat there. It was the most embarrassing thing in the world, like, I couldn't deal with that. You should do drawing requests. A nice video, by the way. Okay, so the thing with drawing requests, I have thought about them briefly, and I probably won't ever do drawing requests. And the reason being is that drawing is one of those things that I'm not overly talented at it. And so therefore any drawing requests would have to be extremely simplistic, and also drawing's one of those things that I can only do when I'm in the mood for it, and so therefore it's easier for me to just keep it as a hobby and nothing serious, because if it became a routine thing that I'd have to do for people, I would lose my enjoyment for it and it'd become boring and tedious, and then I would just stop and I wouldn't be able to do drawing requests for people. Recently I haven't drawn in a while and I'm starting to lose my mojo for it. I can't speak today. So a lot of my drawings right now are coming out very crappy, and so I probably won't ever be doing drawing requests, but thank you for thinking that my drawing skills would be good enough for taking requests. You commented that on the blind anime drawing video, so hopefully you're not referring to those, but honestly, thank you for thinking that I should do drawing requests. It obviously means that you think I have some form of skill, but unfortunately I won't be doing them, but I'm really glad you enjoyed the video, so thank you very much. So there you have it, guys. That was the first ever reading your comments video. This was lots of fun to do. I really do enjoy reading your comments. It really is great to see people interacting, and I do like to reply to them. So make sure you keep commenting below, because I will try my best to reply to everyone. And also they may end up in these videos. I might set up a Q&A one day if enough people want to do it, but we'll just see what the future holds. But thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for all the support. Don't forget